Financial algebra, we're going to cover a really simple section on how to read a stock market ticker. And it's very simple. I've given an example here, and I'm going to go over what the different parts are. So the first part of a stock ticker is going to be the company letters. So it's going to be the letters or abbreviation for corporation. So in this case, a capital V is for Visa. The next part, this, I'm going to draw an arrow, 12K, that represents the shares traded. And remember, K is for thousands. So 12K means 12 thousands. The number after the @ symbol is the price it was traded for. And then this next part is the difference or the change in price from last close. Now, notice that is a triangle. So there are two different triangles. A triangle that can be pointing down versus a triangle pointing up. And I'm sorry, my triangles are a little sloppy. So the triangle pointing up is up, and the triangle pointing down is down. So this is saying that Visa, 12,000 shares were traded at $72.30 per share, and that's an increase of 12 cents from the last time it closed. So the price has gone up 12 cents. So we're going to do some examples interpreting these stock market tickers, and it's very similar to what your homework looks like. I got a little coffee on here, so don't mind that. All right, so for this next, they've gone over what each of them stands for. So the stock symbols, C stands for Citigroup, BAC is Bank of America, F is Ford, and MSI is Motorola. So number one, Millie is following the trades of Motorola Solutions. The result of the latest trade is posted above. So we're looking at the Motorola, so we're looking at this one right here. Okay. How many shares of MSI were traded and at what price? So the 4.2K is 4.2, if you want to know how to find it, times 1,000, which equals 4,200. You just move the decimal 3 places. Whoops. So 4,200 shares, and the price is the number listed after the @ symbol. So they were traded for $72.59 per share. So that's the price. What was the value of her trade? Where you would take the number of shares, 4,200, and times that by the price. And so if you multiply the number of shares by the price, you get that the trade was at a value of $304,878. Next one, part C. So suppose the next trade represents a sell of 1,200 shares at a price that is 23 cents lower than the last transaction. What will she see on the ticker for this transaction? So you first start with the letters for the company, then the number of shares. So you take 1,200, divide it by 1,000, and you get 1.2. So 1.2K, and then an @ symbol. And then you're going to put the price. So 23 cents lower than 72.59. So 72.59 minus 23 cents gives me 72.36. And lower, meaning I'm going to have a triangle pointing down, and it's 0.23 lower. And so that's the answer to part C. MSI traded 1.2 thousand shares at 72.36, and that's down 23 cents from the last transaction. All right, so let's move on. We're now moving on to the Bank of America, so I'm using this ticker here. So Susan sold her Bank of America as indicated above. How many shares did she sell? Well, it says 0.65K. So I'm going to take 0.65 and multiply that by 1,000 because that's what K stands for. And you get 650 shares. You can see my coffee stain. How much did each sell? Well, up above it says at 15.28. So that means that they each sold for $15.28. What was the total value? So you take the number of shares, multiply it by the price. And when I multiply that, I get $9,932. And then they'd like us to practice writing this. So suppose that the next BAC, so there's the letters we're going to use. Here's the number of shares, price higher. So BAC, 34,000. So if you take 34,000 and you divide it by 1,000, you get 34K, because this just equals 34, at 2.31 higher. So I'm going to take the last price, 15.28, plus $2.31. And if you add those together, 15.28 plus 2.31, I got 17.59, and that is up, because it says higher, to 31. Okay, so this right here is your answer. All right, so moving on. All right, so how many shares of Ford are indicated on the ticket? So we're looking for number of shares. So here's Ford, and 61.8K. So 61.8K, which is 61.8 times 1,000, which is 61,800. So that's how many shares were traded. What's the total value? So 61,000, Number 4 is for Citigroup. So here's Citigroup, 76,000 at 43.54. So it says 76K at 43.54. That means 76,000 sold for $43.54. And so And so I'm multiplying. And 76,000 times $43.54 per share gives me $3,309,040. Interpret each of the following. So they just want us to look at this and interpret the different symbols. So for part A, because it's the number after the at symbol, this is the price is price per share. MSI 4.2K means 4,200 shares were traded. And the up triangle 1.1 means that it's up $1.11 from last closing price. Okay. And then number 6, we're going to calculate the previous day's closing price for each one. So I'm going to do one at a time. So MSI, it said 72.59, and then it said down 16 cents. So that means that this price is lower than yesterday, right? Because it's down 16 cents. So to find yesterday's, I would actually add 0.16. And so that would give me yesterday's closing price was $72.75, because the difference between yesterday and today, it went down. Next, for Ford, It said it was sold for $13.67, and that's down $2.07 from the previous day. So if you look at Ford, today's price is $2.07 less than yesterday's. So to find yesterday's, I would actually add, and you would get $15.74. I'll move that up. All right, the next two, we have Bank of America. No, BAC, Bank of, BAC, sorry, yeah, Bank of America. So, 1528, and that is up $1.11. So if today's price is more than yesterday, then I would actually subtract to find yesterday's price. So that would give me a price of $14.17. So you're actually doing the opposite operation that you think. And then last, Citicorp said that today's was $43.54, but that is up not 0.09 cents from yesterday. So yesterday's price is 9 cents less than today's, which was $43.45. So that is pretty much all that's covered. I'll go over a couple, like how to write a stock ticket. So I'm trying to think of, I think there's one on your homework like that. So Jenna contacted her broker and asked him to sell 4,000 of PepsiCo shares on Friday. As soon as the trading price hit $59.48, she knew that the day before it was $58. So PEP, 4,000 would be 4K. Today it sold for $59.48, which is an increase of $1.48 from yesterday, right? $59.48 minus 58 is $1.48. Now everything else is kind of just additional examples of the same thing we just did, and so that is it for today's notes.